scammer has records that have disappeared. Thank you, YouTube scammer. Okay, so these are the disappeared records from my child. Okay, 4/26, 2018, before the false arrest. There are no special needs reported for MO. Have untreated or undiagnosed mental health diagnosis. MA have had a stroke. ST helps. OV is with the FVA intake received. There are ongoing concerns with MO's behavior. That's me. MO is up and down with mood. MO will not bring OV to school. When MO is contacted by school, MO yells at teachers, then hangs up. The teachers were playing on my phone. I told them I was in a domestic violence crisis, and that's why my daughter wasn't in school. We were trying to flee abuse. They kept calling, playing on my phone. They called, and I said that, we're fleeing abuse. I'm in a domestic violence organization. Then they call an hour later again with nonsense. They were being used by my abuser, and he was angry that I was at the domestic violence organization. So OV hasn't been in school for 3 days. Last Friday, MO asked a friend to take MO and OV to the police station. That means that they have evidence that I was at the domestic violence organization. But how did they know it was Friday? Okay, first off, I didn't tell them that they don't know about my car. MO and OV to the police station. OV is my daughter. They some kind of way were stalking me and know that a friend, actually, it wasn't a friend that took me to the police station. We walked, and a domestic violence organization picked me up. But they knew that I had to go to the police station, and they weren't supposed to know that. MO was dropped off at the police station, who was contacted by on Monday, was angry. OV returned to school today. So if they knew I was dropped off at the police station 4:20 and then 4:25 why would they keep calling me? OV returned to school today. This is where it says OV was angry. OV returned to school today. MO called the school today asking to talk to OV at 8:45. MO was heard telling OV, don't tell anyone where we have been because it will put us in danger. Later the same day, MO called the school yelling at the school staff, don't tell anyone our business. We are in danger. They were going around telling people in the community not to give my daughter a ride to school. The ride told her, and on body cam footage, that I hope that they don't alter this. The ride told the police on body cam footage that the teachers were terrorizing her and telling her, don't give my daughter a ride to school. Okay, don't tell anyone where we have been. It will put us in danger. Later the same day, MO called the school yelling at the staff, don't tell anyone our business. We're in danger. There are people out after us. I said that I was being stalked, not that there were people after us. There was people walking in the location. MO had these moments where MO is lucid and normal, and others where MO is almost delusional. MO has moments that MO feels people are after her. MO has said people in the community think I'm crazy. I don't know what that is. I think it's MO has very bizarre behavior that has resulted in people not wanting to help OV. They are telling people not to help me. That's what the lady said. That they were slandering me around town and telling people that I paid to give my daughter a ride, not to give her a ride. They were terrorizing her ride, then blaming the line of CPS, saying I had her walking. MO has very bizarre behavior that has resulted in people not wanting to help OV and MO. How would they know? OV has been seen with marks on OV's body. OV hoards food in OV's backpack. Okay, wait a minute. What is it? She hoards food. So they're trying to scam that I don't feed her. And like if a child is not eating while they stashing food, wouldn't they eat it? So you mean to tell me a hungry child don't want to eat it? She just wants to collect it? Okay, OV draws pictures of OV not eating, but eating pizza in front of OV. I told you about this pizza. I don't know what their fascination about pizza is. These people are psycho. I told you that someone had a pizza box and it had feces in it. Something is going on with pizza. OV hoards food in OV's backpack. OV draws pictures of OV not eating pizza. It's not funny, but I mean, this is incredible. But eating pizza in front of MO? What in the world? Because she's drawing pizza? That's abuse? Because wait, okay, CPS is stating that OV's not eating. They actually had this in the record and then hid it because they realized it didn't make sense. Okay, OV not eating, but eating pizza in front of MO. She drawing. Why would any child draw a picture of eating pizza? You mean if someone's going to color a pizza and you have went to school and you're CPS and you think that's a reflection of child abuse because someone drew a picture of eating pizza and you think this is going to repeatedly keep you out of prison? Okay, let's go on with this nonsense. Okay, so OV has gotten in the car with random people offering to take OV to school or home. It's unknown if there are drug, alcohol, weapons. Let's keep this remember this. OV has gotten in cars with random people offering to take OV to school or home. It is unknown if there's any drug, alcohol, weapons. MO is failing to appropriately. Random people offering to take OV. It's unknown. It fell inappropriately supervised 8-year-old due to MO's current mental health status. MO has been making numerous 911 calls, says she has made complaints on her Facebook being hacked, appears to have mental health problems. So, because my Facebook is hacked, I'm mentally ill? I'm still locked out of it. Okay. LA is currently at home with MO's behavior starting to turn aggressive. MO will be taken to Health Behavior Hospital on an emergency detention order. But then the gas worker was there. And then the gas worker told me that I needed to call someone. I called the police on the on the James Hastings. He was about to set me up and frame me. If that worker wasn't there, their whole plan, I would have been in a behavioral hospital. That gas worker saved my life. So MO will be taken to a mental health hospital on a emergency detention order. LA is requesting immediately CPS assistance as there is no one to release OV. Attempts to reach FA have been unsuccessful. Conclusion: MO is having a mental health problems and will be taken to a mental health hospital on emergency detention order. LA is requesting assistance of a plate replacement of 9-year-old child. Directions when the family is home where the victim can be seen. It won't let me close it, so I'll try to do it this way. It's stuck. It don't want me to close it. Okay.
Family courts, could you hold, please?
Sure.
Family courts, could you hold, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
I have to get their lot straight. It's all controlled. This is the time. So this is who found this information. Jay Rich, 27 minutes ago. This is the time, 3:39. How long I've been on hold. So do you see that how my time and my wheels are being spent? This has happened years. So they repeatedly do something knowing that I'll report it to get a reaction and then spend my wheels all day for 10 years to get nowhere. Knowing that I'm going to try to fight over this and try to expose the crimes being committed, and it just happens every single day. So I have virtually got nothing accomplished. Police pretending like they want to help, organizations pretending like they want to help to get nowhere for 10 years.
Can I help you?
Yes, I have a question. I tried to get records and they won't return my call, and I don't know what to do with that. I sent emails requesting records, and I was escorted out by security and bullied and intimidation for trying to get records, and I don't know what to do with that. And I keep reporting crimes to you guys year after year. My daughter was 8 when she witnessed my false arrest, and she's about to be 16.
Okay, one moment.
You already had me on hold, ma'am. I don't want to go to Denitra Brown. I don't want to go to Denitra Brown, ma'am. Denitra Brown. That's the scapegoat. They buy people to take the fall for crimes. That's her job.
contacted Denitra Brown, and I am unavailable at this time.
It's
But if you will leave your
impossible.
name, number, and a brief message,
Bought off
and
and
I will
paid
return your
for.
call.
They are not going to
Record your
prison.
message at
They
the
don't
tone.
talk about it.
When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, I haven't been able to get the records, and someone online found the CPS records that you and CPS couldn't find. You guys gaslit me and wanted me to think I was mentally ill, and the records disappeared. I was my fault, but someone else found these records that disappeared. CPS said they didn't have them, and you guys said you don't have them because James Hastings was involved, but he disappeared. Is that why you had security put me out, ma'am? Is that why you behave odd and then don't speak? Is that why you don't want me to get the records? Are you guys committing crimes? How is it that someone online found records that I remember seeing that you guys and CPS can't find now? I don't know why the police department threatened my arrest at CPS in Hillsborough when I was trying to get down to the bottom of it. James Hastings said that he contacted you guys and was terminating my rights, but violated my rights because there was no CPS proper investigation. I didn't get an attorney, and I couldn't defend myself. And the jail wouldn't let me go to court. All that disappeared, ma'am. And you bully and mistreat me for wanting the records like all the other locations. Please give me a call back. I have a constitutional right to these records. It's a crime for you to keep me from them like you've been doing all these years. I thought a family court covering for child abuse was criminal. I thought it was mandatory reporting. I have you recorded reporting that my daughter was hit in April of 2022 and telling you that I wasn't sure if her environment was safe, a family court, and what you guys chose to do with that knowledge is ignore it.
Maximum length for a recording.
I already gave her my number.
After the tone.
Finished recording after the tone. I already communicated to the court that my daughter was in an abusive situation that has evidence of physical abuse as well, and you guys committed a crime to cover for it. So please return my call. You know this is time sensitive.
Length for a recording. To send this message, press pound or
I don't know if they're
hang up.
scamming
Play
that
it.
she didn't
3.
get it.
To re-record it. 4. To add to it. 5. To discard it. 6.
So the police department had this location take the fall because I'm reporting my device is hacked, and they said that the location called the police. But they're bullying me and demanding that I take all these calls that don't sound right. People covering for crimes. So I'm at my provider telling them about I can't basically can't use my devices, and these calls are suspicious. And then they show up and say the location told them to come. The location, because they are not illegally monitoring me, that would be a crime.
My phone shut off.
They said they couldn't help you.
They said they can't help you and you're gonna have to
They
call
did
customer
it in
service.
making these locations take the fall for their crimes.
Okay, so I don't want to call customer service. Why would they deprive me of my rights?
So they want me to call to speak with these scammers that have been covering for these crimes going on with my devices
Why I'm
used.
deprived of my right to be a normal
They don't
citizen.
want me to
Why
go in
did law
person.
enforcement have this
This
force
business
that
is gone.
I-
This
business
The
wants you
business
gone.
wants you gone, so we don't go to prison.
And for you
You'll have
to commit
to-
felonies with you is criminal.
Okay, so you're gonna have to exit
We're
the store.
deflecting that I'm reporting a felon crime of
Okay,
hacking a phone
so
network.
walk this way.
So are you intimidating me for reporting crimes?
No, ma'am, I'm asking you to
Well,
leave
why are
the
you all
store.
up on me? I'm reporting a crime. These people committed a crime.
Waco
Hello?
FBI. I'm reporting James Hastings, the court,
Hello?
everybody, the jail, Diane Hammer.
It's sick years. I'd like to get an update on some letters I wrote. I'm trying to get law enforcement.
Okay,
Waco
have you
FBI.
wrote up to the FBI?
Yes, and I'd like to get an update and speak with someone in person. I'm afraid for my life.
Okay, what is your name?
It's Kiana Clark.
Deanna Clark.
Kiana with the K, K-E-Y. Yes, I'm terrified for my life,
Okay.
and I want to report some crimes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm at the Waco FBI.
I checked our log for complaint letters for the last 2 years, and we have nothing coming in from Deanna Clark.
Okay, well, I did report some crimes a while back. I'm afraid for my life.
I can't see your face. You've got something in the way. Okay, there you go.
Yes, I'm afraid for my life.
And how is that? Are you?
Because I'm targeted by the government and I can't get law enforcement out of a public corruption scheme that I've already reported to you guys and you can't find.
You're afraid of the law enforcement?
Yes, I'm targeted by law enforcement. I have a YouTube channel with evidence and I can't get in witness protection. Dallas is on lockdown.
Okay, YouTube channel. So you recorded our phone conversation, correct?
I don't know what you're talking about. We had a phone conversation?
Yes, it was with myself and
Okay,
we
let's
can,
look past the cons. My entrance to these locations, I'm being illegally monitored, and they know that you wouldn't believe it, and they already premeditated. They knew in my GPS I was going to that location, and they enlist these parties to withhold services from me and commit crimes. That's what happened at Target. They premeditated my entrance, and before I got there, the crime was already prearranged and set up, just like here. So she's scamming that she remembers the YouTube channel. Oh, I know you. You recorded our calls. Now let's go from there.
Oh, okay. So you are aware of the crimes. Have you done anything? What's your name? Hello?
Then when she realized she incriminated herself, she didn't want to
Hello?
talk at the Waco
It's
FBI.
sick. It's sick. Years of this. Years at every location. Are you depriving me of law enforcement at all avenues? Is the United States depriving me of law enforcement in general? Leaving me in jeopardy?
how do you fear for your life?
Because my son was hit with a car, someone else was hit with a car and got killed 2 times prior. Someone recently hit my car. I can't get law enforcement. I get gang stalked. You're aware of my YouTube channel and you won't do anything. I'm begging for my life here and then you ignored me and disregarded the conversation.
Do you have the police reports on those accidents?
She has the YouTube channel. What is she talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
I do. I have a police report number.
No, do you have the police reports?
I do.
She didn't suspect I'd say that.
You can have them printed and leave to us, or you can send.
Are you depriving me of a help while I'm here?
Ma'am,
I would like to speak with an investigator. I fear my safety, and nothing has been done
you are
years.
recording this conversation, correct?
I want to get in witness protection. I don't know why.
How's that relevant? Let's look past the cons. I am at the FBI. How's it relevant that I'm recording the conversation? Are you trying to protect yourself and hoping that I'm not recording? What is the relevancy of that? If someone is stating, I fear my safety, you're recording this, is that correct? Everybody is on panic when I record, but they promise that they are not racking up felonies. This is the FBI. Criminals everywhere I turn.
Thought that was a crime?
Ma'am,
If I'm here begging for my life, why would you disregard it and deprive me of the right to speak with an investigator and put in witness protection for years?
Did you hear me on the witness protection?
Yes, what about the witness protection?
You cannot go into witness protection unless we have a case open on you.
You won't do law enforcement. For me to get a case, that's a crime to deprive me of law enforcement. I can't get a case because I can't get anyone to abide by the law everywhere I go, all the way in Waco. So if you guys want to abide by the law and open up case and investigate anything and deprive me of reporting it, lying and being dishonest, I'm denied law enforcement.
Okay, that's their con. If I'm saying something, multiple different parties, will you let me speak? This is their strategy. If I'm doing a report, what do you mean, will you let me speak? That's how they get away with committing crimes or railroading the conversation so they can redirect my report. And that's a way of tampering with evidence for law enforcement and not be held accountable. You'll hear that on multiple different calls. That's why they don't want me watching Deadly Women, because I'm profiling them and they don't like that.
And you can't find the other reports?
Are you going to let me speak?
Ma'am, I'm just afraid for my life. You can't help me?
And you've been to the local law enforcement?
I'm deprived of law enforcement and all avenues of law enforcement I'm deprived of. I don't know why the United States would do that and gaslight and mistreat me. Why would you not let me beg for my life here at the FBI, Waco FBI?
We are the Waco FBI, and
I would like to get placed in witness protection, and because I'm.
Not even letting me finish a sentence.
Are you depriving me of the right to be safe, ma'am, and report crimes?
Are you listening to me?
What's your name?
You are not letting me finish, okay?
Okay, what's your name?
Let me finish. There is no federal investigation open on you, so we cannot.
May I have your name?
No, ma'am, you may not.
Okay, so I'm at the FBI. You don't want me to have my name like the school.
Your name.
You have your name. And you're depriving me of the right to report crimes? Isn't that a felony crime? To interrupt me reporting crimes here? I came all the way here. I don't know all the way in Waco. This is a crime for you to deprive me of making reports. This is criminal, ma'am, at the Waco FBI. To deprive me of my right to make reports is a crime happening right now here. If I want to do a report and report corruption and you deprive me of that right, it's a felony crime that's tampered with evidence.
I don't know the law obstruction of justice as well, knowing all these
If at this
reports that I made
FBI
and
you
you're
won't
losing
let me
them on
report
purpose.
have denied law enforcement and I'm tortured, a lot of crimes in this jurisdiction that just happened today, you're committing a felony. Is that why you don't want me to have your name?
Yeah, I don't need to give you my name.
Well, you are committing a crime, ma'am. I need to speak with your supervisor. Because depriving me of the right to report crimes and law enforcement is a crime.
It's not a federal crime.
It is. Depriving a citizen of law enforcement, the FBI investigates that and you're refusing to do it.
Depriving you of law enforcement.
You are. I'm trying to report crimes that have happened and you're depriving me of the right to report it. That is a crime.
There you go again. You are not.
You're gaslighting me, ma'am, because you're committing a crime and violating my right to report criminal activity, as multiple locations have done for years. I'm here at this location trying to report crimes and you're depriving me of that right. And you have foreknowledge of a YouTube channel but covered for extreme events on it, which involves embezzlement from multiple different government agencies and locations, and you choose to cover up for it, that's a felony. Is that why you don't want me to have your name? I say it again. I did tell you my life is in jeopardy. I can't get in witness protection. Why would the United States deprive me of my right to be safe and protected for years? At every avenue of law enforcement. This is criminal what you're doing, ma'am.
The Nietzsche Brown thing.
So you're not going to let me report crimes here at this Waco FBI location? And I told you my life's in jeopardy?
So eventually they're going to threaten the police. I said I called the police on the FBI.
Now you get to see what I've been experiencing years.
Ma'am, if you would like to file a complaint, there is an FBI.
I just don't understand why the government would deprive me of law enforcement if I'm here trying to report crimes. Why are you depriving me of the right? Why are you tampering with evidence of felony crime and not letting me report criminal activity here at this law enforcement agency? And not giving me follow-up information to my reports that I already, she knew about the YouTube channel prior to my entrance here.
Phone number.
I'm not trying to call because here's the thing, ma'am, the government's hacking my phone. That's another crime.
257.
I'm not being heard, ma'am.
If you wish to file a complaint.
So actually what they're doing is taunting me. But here's the problem that you may have, realize that should be a concern for you. How would the government have scammers in their pocket? What is the government doing? My life's been in jeopardy. What is the government doing behind closed doors to just have scammers at their disposal? To have businesses call pranking someone? That's pretty bizarre. What are you doing that we can't see? Maybe scammers is something that you do in your pastime. Maybe that's your sole source of income. Maybe being a government official is actually your part-time position. It just doesn't, I don't understand why the government demands that I call these numbers and you just saw them removing me from Metro PCS, explaining how my calls are. And then there's 6-7 police at one point. What do they have to hide? I'm doing my own investigation work here and you can be involved in it. So we went to Metro PCS and because their con was because illegally monitoring you so we don't go to prison at your home, jail cells, everywhere you at, even at family members' houses, knowing that no one will believe your story. We promise we're not doing that. They called us. Well, I didn't call you on another video. I didn't call. The police came. The police. But no, they're having people take the file. No, you called me. No, I didn't call you.
Again, that is 855.
What's your name, ma'am?
324.
So want me to, how am I at the Dallas FBI did it. So I'm at the FBI. They want me to get on my phone and report crimes that way. I was at Attorney General off Zane. And then Zane told me that they could not take a report. They wanted me to call on my phone and handle my business. And I was at Attorney General Child Support Division. When I started recording, then they went ahead and scammed that they were helping me. But they wanted me to be on the phone at the Attorney General Child Support Division to report these stolen Attorney General Child Support payments that the dad paid. They are so crooked, they didn't want me to have paid child support payments and stole child support payments from a single struggling mom for profit.
Phone network's tagged.
I think I have that uploaded.
File report online.
I can't, ma'am. I'm not being heard, ma'am.
Then we
So to me, that's traumatic because they know I won't get anywhere.
have not been heard. So you can file the
Then she's trying to be funny. We haven't been heard.
Metro PCS stores that cover for it. I don't have the right to phone service.
We're going to call Waco Police Department.
Call 'em.
Have them come here.
Call 'em. Colin.
So they're calling to
I
the
get
police to
Go ahead and
enforce
call them.
crimes
Let
that
these
Waco
criminal
FBI.
trespasses rack up so it can show your criminal activity. You have no right to deprive me of the right to report crimes and threaten the police on every avenue I take to protect myself. Call them.
So they didn't want to call the police because they didn't want a paper
We
trail of me
didn't
getting the
address the
criminal
felony
trespass.
crime that you're committing by tampering with
They didn't want a paper trail of getting the criminal trespass from the FBI trying to report public corruption and corruption with government officials. That was too risky. So then, therefore, they didn't call the police, but I called the police on the FBI to incriminate them in their corruption. I was tired. I was missed my child, and that was the main thing. I missed my family. And I was tired of their criminal activity. And at this point, I've already felt that my life was in jeopardy. It's been in jeopardy. I had to normalize it. I mean, they want to pretend, minimize it, but when you're trying to catch the bus and 7 or 8 police come to you and they're nervous and jittery, I don't know if they're going to shoot me on a whim. When I get in my bed and lay down, I don't know if they're just going to bust the door down. This is how I think. So I may not look like my experience, but I don't know what they're capable of doing. That they've done a lot of damage to me, and they don't want to be held accountable for it. So I went in the bank and I flagged down the people in the bank and I flagged down someone that was guarding the bank, and I told them that the Waco FBI was committing a crime. I gave a lot of people in the bank my YouTube channel, and I told them I was in the domestic violence that involved the government. So they gave me water. They were really friendly, and they scammed that they were calling the police, and this is what we got.
Why did you take that address, my YouTube channel, from that lady? You lied about it. You did. You took the channel back. I told her I was a domestic violence victim. You took it back, depriving her of the right to see the government's abuse and crimes and corruption.
So they got back the
Blatantly
information
lied.
from the bank workers.
Then you said you'd help me, and then you came here to bully me, and then they keep writing criminal trespasses when they're committing crimes.
So it was
So
too
instead of getting
risky. It was too risky for them to do the criminal trespass from the bank. I mean, from the Waco FBI. So they gave me one from the bank.
Power to bully and violate government witnesses, abusing your power at every location.
Because what happened was the women, they were really being loving and affectionate and compassionate, and they don't want me having any support systems. So they needed to cut off that communication with that bank and those people in the bank, and they did that by giving me a criminal. They're doing this behind the scenes and not my environment. They enlisted the people in Itasca in the area to slander my name, and they've been getting away with this years. All these T-shirts that say I'm mentally ill and then say really nasty things about my daughter to ostracize and isolate her. And we've never had to deal with this. And then all the smear campaign in the comments. So they're deliberately isolating us in corruption. They're strategically doing this. It's on purpose.
And violate me like you've done years, less the arrest and assaults. These are felonies right here.
So he's writing up criminal
This is
trespass for the
felonies.
bank.
So all of this to enforce government abuse.
So look, pay
Because
attention.
the FBI.
So what they do is they try to hide. They want me to be intimidated, but they want to try to hide what they're doing. Okay, there's a police car right there, parked. I'm trying to do a report to the FBI. We got this police car.
They come with all these intimidation tactics. They will assault. I'm not safe.
Then we got other
My
police
device is
arriving over
recording
there.
because they already paid
Then
them
there's a
to
police car
deprive
right
me
here.
out of service.
See police
And
arriving
it's
right over
not,
there.
it's messing up, so that's why they've created all this.
Then we got a
chaos.
police over
They're
there.
thinking that I
We got a
can
police over
record
there,
it
and we got a
on their terminal
motorcycle.
device they set up.
Let me go back so you can
This is
see
it.
it.
I'm in Waco, all locations.
Bike. I don't know if that bike's them, but they have all these
Why
different
this is
police
happening?
because I'm
I
trying to
tried
report
talk
crimes.
to the FBI, and this a crime? Why am I such a big threat by trying to talk to the FBI and that they committed a felony and deprived me of the right to talk to them? I haven't committed a crime. Why is all this happening? This is a crime. What has been done to make you do this? You're just doing this because I tried to talk to the FBI and that a felony? Intimidating government witnesses?
See how they're staged around me for the intimidation, but you can't see it easily? That's the tactic they use to intimidate.
That's
Notice
a
the
lie. She
person
gave me
at Target said, I'm not intimidating her. You couldn't hear that he said, I'm going to walk around this store with you. And I'm going to supervise your shopping. And if you create a problem, I'm putting you out. He said that, but my device covered for it so you wouldn't hear it. Then he lies to the officer and said, I didn't intimidate her. If you're following me around the store like they've done for years, what do you think that is? My device is glitching and hiding. Hillsborough CPS and it's doing this disgusting thing again. And the things that creep me out. If I have my information in there, why do I have to look at bugs, coffins, corpses, dead bodies? Pediatrician charged with daughter's murder, all this. I know that you didn't believe me earlier. That they were forced me to listen to horrible stuff on the radio, and then all this nonsense, terrible things. At me, because my roommate watched this horrible stuff. It was something on it was horrible. She binge watched it. It was some kind of show with all this sex, homosexuality, and I'm not judging anyone, but it's just a mixture of all this different kind of sex, drug addiction, shootings, murders, every kind of sin that you can imagine. And I've said that I'm not judging anyone, and that wasn't the biggest issue, that it was homosexuality. It's just all kinds of perceived sins that, like I said, everybody to each his own. I'm not a perfect person, but I thought I kind of feel intimidated that I have to watch sex with you all the time. I'm stuck in a room that I'm seeing people have sex. I don't want, that's like being forced to watch porn. It was a form of sexual harassment, it felt like. I don't want to watch sex. And then she was, she liked women and she was a woman and we're watching sex together and I'm forced into this. Then my phone's coming up with missing rings and glasses. Nothing. Since it wasn't fine, we'll do the Dallas since it wasn't fine.
Calling the
Hillsborough.
police to enforce your crimes is not acceptable.
They can't find the record, so they're calling the police. And my device is
So
covering
she
for
called the
crimes.
police because they can't answer the multiple missing reports.
And she's trying to
They
hide
don't
her
want me
face.
to know my rights when they're taking child custody rights away out of criminal activity. The police has already enlisted CPS to commit crimes. They showed up at the Mockingbird location.
I'm off, and my supervisor's calling me. The man, I didn't even answer the phone because I know that these people are enlisted to call. She also was harassing me when I was trying to get a protection order. Then they scammed to terminate me.
Now they entice these businesses to commit crimes with them. It's still criminal.
I wouldn't answer the phone.
What
She
kind
kept
of
calling.
position would one be in when these places are committing crimes? They call the government to enforce their crimes. The police set it up, so we'll call the police to enforce the crimes we're committing because the police enlisted us to do it. They know that your family means a lot to you. So to abuse power, we are intercepting your relationship with your child and your family out of criminal activity. And what do? Every location, you call us. You call us to enforce the crimes. If she gets out of hand, we've been playing games with her ever since 2018. If she gets out of hand and demands to be treated like a proper human being, you call us. We will enforce the crimes.
We'll
We've been
take
doing it
care
for
of it.
years, arresting her, assaulting her, detaining her, and
Okay. You'll see what happens later.
repeatedly over and over again since 2018.
They won't
and
tell
threatening
me
the
my
police
rights and the procedure for
that.
taking.
Interference with child custody is a crime. It's a felony. And
You've had y'all come out here before.
So they're committing crimes with my devices, so you can't
Same
see
thing
the
with her
police.
again. So there's no getting with her. She doesn't let you talk. She doesn't let you do anything. She is recording us. So if you could just have her answer that.
okay, well, I want some answers, sir. What's your name?
Officer Lee, come on, let's
So
go.
some kind of way. Come on, let's go. Some kind of way in their con. I'm reporting to you numerous felonies. Okay, numerous felonies. As law enforcement, I'm sorry, I can't do anything with all your reports of these numerous felonies. What I can do is tell you to leave. No one will suspect that I'm racking up charges for myself. I'm sorry, we cannot discuss crimes here. That's not what I'm here for. We cannot discuss all these felonies you're trying to report to law enforcement. But you have to leave. They did it. They did it. They want you to leave. And we can't talk about the felonies, period. That's their con.
Oh, I need some answers, sir. I'm at CPS. Let's get the full side of the story. That would be biased for you to only take one side of the story. There's some extreme events going on here.
They don't want you in.
Let's discuss the extreme events, sir. Don't come forward
CPS,
separate when
hold
it
on.
comes to the felony.
CPS will not take a report of child abuse, period. What date is this? July 15, 2022. My daughter said she was hit April 19th of 2022. CPS said, and if they can say this and not get felonies, we refuse to take a report of child abuse. What we will do is call the police because you're trying to report child abuse. Let's go ahead with this.
So you're committing a crime right now. Let's get both sides while we're in here. Now, what's your name?
I just told you.
What's your name?
Let's go outside.
No, let's get the situation
So
resolved. Why can't
they
you
don't.
tamper
The
with
reason why
evidence
they
is a
want to go
felony?
outside is because they don't want the parties to know what's going on. They want to go outside so the people won't know that they're racking up charges. They're telling people to commit the crimes. So they don't want people to really know what's going on. So they want to go outside to tamper with evidence, and so they won't know, what they're doing in this big, huge conspiracy and this big mess. So it's deliberate to go. They always want to go outside and hide.
What's your name?
So
Kaylee?
Remember, they said that at
Are you
Metro
guys
PCS.
committing crimes? Let's figure it out.
Okay. I'm gonna have them tell you that you're no longer welcome.
I'm gonna have them
Okay,
tell
why would you
you.
guys tamper? He's
I'm gonna
smelling.
have them tell you, and then that sick car movie
If
stuff.
you don't leave after that, we're gonna arrest you.
Okay, so I'll go outside, but are you tampering with evidence, not allowing me to
No,
discuss
let's
what's
go
going on?
outside then.
This how when you're
Okay.
targeted. This is what
'Cause if
happens
you
when you
have
make a
done
child
it-
abuse report. You'll go to jail. You don't believe it? Hold on.
And why you were committing a crime and tampering with evidence and depriving me of a report of that crime.
Okay, do you have your ID with you?
I
And
do.
can try and help you?
Okay, thank you. What? Okay.
Conversation.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some crimes going on in my life, and police seem to know the crimes that's being committed. It's funny because at DPS, a constable and police made me leave. And inside of small talk, did you drive here today? It's kind of light. And I would have been set up a multitude of times like I was in the past if I didn't have this YouTube channel.
Gotcha.
Can I have your badge number? Because I've been reporting to the police with a multitude of crimes and people conspiring with criminal activity, and they seem to enforce it and use intimidation. And what was your badge number? And then tamper with evidence and deprive me of police reports. Why do police allow people to blatantly lie and take my freedom?
That lady, that security guard said I
And then
hit her and I
enforce
didn't.
interference with child custody. Taking bribes is criminal.
Then when they found out I recorded it. They were disappointed.
Drop something, ma'am. I'm late on the police report number if you're not tampering with evidence committing a felony. Which I can't find police that aren't. Apparently, it's okay to be above the law and take bribes to enforce interference with child custody. Are you depriving me of the report number?
Just let her know that she's
Just let her know.
from the property. You can let her know it's for a day, a week, a year, permanently, whatever.
It only can be for 30 days, ma'am. You're lying. So, are you tampering with evidence? Is the
Let her
government
know.
enforcing
Tell
interference
her.
with child custody crimes a felony? Ma'am, you were supposed to be giving me a police report for the crime that happened today.
Okay, ma'am, we'll let you know that I'm going to do a criminal
Tell her.
trespass here.
Tell her.
You're committing a
on West
crime.
Stanford
I want you to get
for
your
1
felony
year.
charge.
If you
That's
come
CPS
back,
It can't be 1 year. That's not. That's against the law. You
it
can't
can
do
be
it for 1
1 year,
year.
ma'am.
It cannot be 1 year.
and I want you back here on this property at 501.
So this is criminal. What they're doing is they're enlisting all these people to.
So they did it at all the Dallas
criminal
locations.
activity
So I was
to
forced to
enforce
travel.
crimes.
It
So I
was
do
not
want the police
possible.
report number.
To immediately leave, otherwise.
So they did it at all the Dallas locations, and then I had to travel to Arlington, and then they had this woman lie on me blatantly and said I hit her. They were disappointed because I recorded that I didn't hit her, and then instead of taking the report that she made a false report or doing anything regarding that, they told the lady to give me a criminal trespass like they did at multiple different other locations, which is criminal.
You're gonna be arrested, okay?
So she threatens
Why
my
are you
arrest.
committing a
I'm
felony?
not gonna discuss it with you. If you're not gonna leave, I'm gonna arrest you right now.
They will.
Okay?
They will.
So I pick up my things, I leave.
We're not responsibility to report the crimes you're witnessing now. Both of you are committing crimes.
I miss my daughter.
Right now, with no consequences year after year.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm
You
leaving.
can't have this woman lie on me. We're forgetting the fact that I'm reporting child abuse.
Go ahead and go, ma'am.
I'm locking out.
What's your badge number again? I'm sorry, your name?
Leave.
I'm
Leave
trying to.
or you're
Don't
gonna be
touch me.
arrested.
Don't touch me.
Leave
You
or
need
you're
to be
gonna be
arrested. You're committing a crime.
Go ahead and
She's
go.
pushing, shoving me.
Don't threaten me and intimidate me.
I'm not. I'm letting you know what's gonna happen.
You're gonna hear. Well, what's gonna happen to you is you're gonna be arrested.
Just
You're
trying to
committing
report
a
child
crime.
abuse.
Interference with child custody is a crime. The government has no right. in
My daughter
taking
said she
bribes
was
from everybody
hit.
from my
They
child
won't tell me.
for profit. It's type of people to blatantly lie. This woman just committed a crime that you're enforcing. Had I not recorded you guys' criminal activity, you probably would have hauled me off like you've
There's
been
the door
doing in the past.
right there. You see the door.
You need your charges.
Get in your car.
It's
Leave.
about time that you got it. Don't threaten me, ma'am, because you're committing a
not a
crime
threat.
here.
All right.
I'm walking
I'm
off.
going.
No,
I'm going.
There's the door right there. It was
no.
entrapment. And my device wouldn't upload it. I don't know if you saw the door. There was the entrance right there. I was right at the door. I don't think that they ever wanted me to leave. I think it was pre-bought off and paid before I even entered the building.
Because
There's a multitude of people came in.
So
like,
that's the Hillsborough
something
locations
weird.
where
I
James
just don't
Hastings is
prefer
out
to
of.
talk to Lee.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I just don't understand my experiences. You know, I'm just trying to get information on the case, and people are like, they premeditate my arrival to commit crimes. You know, she was telling me it's closed, and then don't even know. She hasn't received my ID.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And did you ever have a James Hastings here?
He did work here before. He's no longer here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the bottom of a situation that I've had for a long time.
Okay.
Okay. You didn't look up anything?
What do you need me to look up?
What happened with this information?
So they're telling me the case is closed, but haven't looked
If
it
it's
up.
open, closed, what's going on with the case?
Okay.
Because it was an active case out this building, and they can't find records.
Okay.
So I want to know what happened.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that back. I'm going to go look on my computer.
Okay, so to see how it disappeared at all locations, and it originated here, and then they already knew who I was and said they can't give me information on the closed case. They're not supposed to know it's closed. I just walked in here. They didn't give my ID, the child's name.
Okay. Let me go get my computer.
Yeah, I'm just trying to expose this conspiracy. Let's see what happens.
Stephanie,
Okay, in your position?
I'm an adoption worker.
Oh, okay, adoption worker. There's no longer any supervisors at CPS. No locations I notice have supervisors. I can't escalate any criminal activity to a supervisor at any location.
Their con is
So
no
there's not any
caseworkers are
supervisors
ever
on
in.
property anymore?
I have never been able to really speak with a caseworker. They're out in the field, and that's an alibi of not being able to take a report of child abuse. They calm that you can only do it on the phone. They don't take reports at CPS period in person. You have to do it on your device, and in person when I try to get information on my rights, that they keep closing cases to deprive me of any kind of resolution for my child custody agreement to be terminated. I need to calm down. Terminated in malice. What they do is they con that they're closing my cases. That way they don't have to give me any information or anything and leave me trapped in the pre-bought off and paid problem. So I never have a caseworker. I've never had a caseworker to advocate for me and, help me get access to my child because they know they're committing crimes. They don't want me to have one. So what they do is they take the false report and then close it and leave me trapped in it for profit.
Supervisors, but there's not any that are in the office right now.
Yeah, they haven't been in the office for years at no location.
And none of my reports they've ever seen,
yeah,
only the false reports about me.
Okay, my supervisor.
In fact, I couldn't get a
40
CD, and I
something
couldn't escalate at my job when they fired me on false pretenses.
No, all this is felonies
Yeah,
they're hearing and not reporting.
Supervisors don't exist now.
You can't hear this and then not report it as a
So why
crime.
would they send there's conservatorship, investigations, adult protect, all kinds of things, and why would they choose an adoption worker to come here? Because there's answers that I could use. And a multitude of staff have deprived me of getting answers to questions.
Not sure.
Down to the bottom of getting violent. James
So
Hastings
they're
conspired with a
playing
multitude of
games.
people to
This
sabotage my rights
is one
as
of
a
the
parent.
first people that
Then they lie
took a
and
report
create
and
a
attached to.
disturbance when I call and try to get information.
So
on
they
what's
show
going on
up.
with my case. Were you the one that helped me when they made false statements at the school and I failed my daughter out of malice?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well I'm going there next.
Okay.
Because the school shut down. So you need to talk to
I
these
just made
people and
reports
figure
to her
out why
that
they're
were
depriving
ignored.
me of the right to figure out why my child custody rights were terminated in their lying and slandering me out of malice to keep me away from my child. Interference with the child custody rights is a crime. That's a felony
So
charge.
what was
Let's
happening?
see if I can figure out what's going on for you, okay?
Yes, because they won't tell me why I have no custody of my child.
So what's
and then
happening
they lied to you and
is the police department is demanding that these people cover for their crimes. The police department is taking bribes to railroad and terrorize my life. The police department is flashing their badges and guns and demanding civilians take the fall for crimes they're committing. So they con and let people take the call. They con that we let me figure out what's going on. They're telling people how to commit the crime. So then after they scam that and then the place was told to scam, they scam that it just hold on, let's wait. They're really stalling for the police to come help rescue them for crimes they're committing. The police con is if you get trapped in a bind, if you get caught in a lie, call us out. We'll enforce it. So then they scam that wait, we can't find this, wait. And then after all this time, then the police show up. They called us. Really, the police premeditated my entrance and had them set up the crime before I entered the building. So then you'll see how I get treated.
because I wanted to know. That's a felony crime they just committed.
So they lie and
James
say I'm
Hastings,
creating a
I didn't think of
disturbance
his
and I need
name
to
out of a
leave.
hat. He lied and slandered me, and when he got caught in his criminal activity, he disappeared. And these locations keep calling the police out to enforce criminal activity. I don't know why they keep doing that.
Okay.
So, yes, let's see what's going on with this crime. I'd like to know why my rights were taken away because no one will tell me.
Okay.
The court won't tell me. They keep calling the police to enforce criminal activity.
Okay.
And giving me criminal
All right,
trespass.
let me see what I can find
let's
out
see
for you.
see what disturbance. Roll back the camera footage.
Okay.
They just lied.
If you just want to have a seat for me, I'll see what I can
Yeah,
figure out
roll
for
back the
you.
camera footage. I'm going there next. Report number. I have a right. There's some things going on. I would like a police
We will
report
give
number.
you a CFS number.
Okay, so no investigation. So
At
what
this
I'm
time.
reporting, what I know at no time, which is a felony. So what I'm reporting is that James Hastings, I didn't think of his name out of a hat because he obviously worked here. Did not follow protocol.
It's not
You're interrupting me reporting the felony crime of interference with. Are you covering up for the interference with child custody crime, ma'am?
2 years.
Okay, well,
Your child custody was handled with your divorce.
no, ma'am.
I didn't have a divorce.
I didn't have a
Not
divorce.
CPS.
I didn't have a divorce, ma'am.
Okay, well then.
Let me tell you.
So
Are you
the
tampered with
con
evidence?
was
Are you
that
going to
CPS
allow me-
wasn't
So where
involved.
we're at is they're asking you to leave.
How can I do a report if you're tampered with evidence,
So
ma'am, committing a
they're
felony?
asking you to leave.
They're asking me to leave. It
That would be
glitched, it
criminal.
fast forwarded when I rewound. I don't know
Well,
if you
they
saw that.
lied. Roll back the camera footage and we can give.
James Hastings hasn't worked here for 2 or 3 years now. So
We're deflecting. I cannot find out what lie was slander was given stating that my child custody rights were taken.
okay, so they said that your child custody was handled through the courthouse at the time.
That's a blatant lie. So I need a police report number on why the CPS location is lying and slandering to keep me away from my child. It's interference with child custody is a crime. I didn't think of James Hastings. Are you covering for it? That's tampering with evidence is a felony.
So you'll need to go up to the courthouse.
No, I'm
and
reporting
enter.
that there's criminal activity at this location. Tamper with evidence is a felony. Why are you choosing to do that? I'm asking for a police report number. I have a right. There's some things going on. I would like a police
We
report
will give
number.
you a CFS number.
Okay, so no investigation.
At
What
this
I'm
time.
reporting, I know at no time, which is a felony. So what I'm reporting is that James Hastings, I didn't think of his name out of a hat because he obviously worked here. Did not follow protocol.
It's not-
You're interrupting me reporting the felony crime of interference with. Are you covering up for the interference with child custody crime, ma'am?
2 years.
Okay, well,
Your child custody was handled with your divorce.
no, ma'am.
Through the courthouse.
I didn't have a
not
divorce.
CPS.
I didn't have a divorce, ma'am.
Okay, well then.
Let me tell you, are you tampered with evidence? Are you going to allow me?
And so where we're at is they're asking you to leave.
How can I do a report if you're tampered with evidence,
So
ma'am, committing a
they're
felony?
asking you to leave.
You're tampered with evidence.
We'll need to go to the courthouse to
You
get a
came to
copy of
interrupt.
your
You came and
child custody
I get
agreement.
stalked and you witnessed me
So
coming
are
up
you
here.
refusing to leave, ma'am?
I'm trying to do a report. Are you depriving me of the right to report crimes and
I
threatening
told
my
you that
arrest?
we were going to
Are
give
you
you
threatening
a-
my
Yeah,
arrest
this
for
says
reporting
stores,
crimes?
Are you
hotels,
refusing to leave?
family
I just
members'
wanted to report
homes,
crimes and peace without my arrest getting
benches.
threatened.
Okay, so
That's a
ma'am,
felony.
this is going to be the last time that I ask you to leave.
They will arrest. Okay, they do abuse
They
power.
already arrested me in
let make
Arlington.
sure I
You saw
understand.
that.
So you're threatening my arrest for trying to do a police report?
I am asking you to leave the property.
Okay, so
As the manager here has asked that you leave the property.
But I'm reporting
I'm telling
crimes.
you that you need to go to the courthouse to get.
Yeah, I'm reporting a
your
crime,
child
demanding a
custody.
police report number, and you're sabotaging
CPS
tamper with evidence.
does not have your children,
You won't let me speak. I asked for a police report number.
and I told you we would give you a call for service.
Okay. Okay, so I'd like to be able to report the crime. You're tampering with evidence, prevent me from reporting the crime. That's a crime to tamper with evidence. So I would like to inform you that they committed a crime here at this location and don't want me to have information on why my rights were terminated. And after they conspired, ma'am, James Hastings did not come. I did not think him up.
Your rights were.
They did. I'm not being heard, ma'am. They terminated my right. They did. Well, if my rights were terminated through the courthouse, how were they terminated with no CPS investigation? Why did they lie about it? Why did they lie and say I was creating a disturbance?
Or if you separate, or
Why did they lie and say I was creating a disturbance? Why won't you review the camera footage that they lied and said I was creating a disturbance, ma'am?
Okay, here you go. Now you need to leave the property.
So these criminals, this is a crime. Every location they come interrupt, these are crimes.
This
It
is still the
abuse
same
power.
property. You need to leave the property now.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. So
This is
trying to
how
figure
target
out
people
what was
live.
going on with my child
Stores,
custody rights.
family
You're
members,
threatening my arrest.
church.
You're abusing your
Sorry,
power to
no,
threaten my arrest.
I'm gonna trespass. You need to leave now. Are you refusing to leave?
Why would you abuse
Are
your
you
power and
refusing
threaten
to
my
leave?
arrest for trying to have
Are you
access to my
refusing
child?
to leave?
I don't understand why I would be
Are you
threatening my
refusing
arrest.
to leave the
I don't
property?
understand why I get bullied
Again,
trying to have access to my child.
they have asked you to leave. We're not.
But
They
how am I
have.
going to get to the bottom of what's going on? I'll go to the police
You need to leave the
department.
property.
Where can I go that's safe to figure out what's
You
going
need
on with
to
my
go to the
child?
courthouse to get.
Now I'm going to
your
the police
child
department
custody.
and report you guys.
That's fine. Go right ahead.
Okay, go right ahead. This police car. This is a crime.
So I start trying to get my keys,
Location to location, they
and they
will
deliberately
arrest and
try.
assault.
They really
They've
want.
already.
They really want to. This mind games, countless mind games. So I'm digging in my purse for my keys, trying to get in my car, and they start threatening my arrest again for the intimidation and torment aspect of it. They come. It's bullying.
Done it. That's why I had to start recording
Traumatized
everything.
over
You
my
got to see this
child.
chaos to believe it. Every location, these criminals do the same thing. This is an active crime you're witnessing. Here, another lie of disturbance, which is a crime. Can I give you evidence on my YouTube channel? Are you going to cover for that too? Well, why would you tamper with evidence like you're doing now and interrupting me getting evidence? I need to see if I have my ID. I need to check and make sure she gave me my ID back. I don't understand why you consistently tamper with evidence and intimidate me for wanting to have access to my child. Isn't that a crime?
She gave you your ID, otherwise you need to leave the property.
Why are you threatening my arrest for trying to see what's going on with my child? Isn't that a crime? Why won't you review the camera footage? Isn't that an additional crime? How's asking what's going on with my child creating a disturbance at multiple different locations, exposing criminal activity? Isn't that a crime for you to do this? So I found my ID. So let me make sure I understand. So basically, you're threatening my arrest for exposing criminal activity, interference with child custody crimes. So instead of taking the report, you're committing a felony and enforcing that I'm threatening my arrest for reporting it, telling me I have a criminal trespass, and was still refusing to take the evidence of the elements of a crime.
I'm telling you that you need to go up to.
I don't understand why you deprive me, commit a crime, and tamper with
I'm
evidence
asking for
and
a
deprive
report
me of
number, and they won't give me one.
my right to report crimes.
And if you do not leave the property at this
I'm just trying to determine that you're threatening my arrest for giving you elements of a crime.
ma'am, are you refusing to leave the property?
I just wanted to I can leave the property because I have been arrested and violated, but I wanted to confirm that you're violating my right and not allowing me to report to you the elements of a crime. So you're not letting me report a crime. Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. You're
So I'm getting
covering
my
up for the
keys.
crime and threatening my arrest. You
hear
see
me
that I'm
getting my
getting my
keys?
keys. I'm getting my keys. This is a crime. Intimidation tactics. So you see me
They
getting my
saw me
keys
digging in
and then
my
you're
purse
trying to
and
bully
then
me?
came over there and did
I'm
that.
leaving.
Then I suggest you get in the car and you leave.
This is a crime. They
She
need to
put-
charge
they
us.
keep
Do
putting
not
their
do
hands
this.
on me and not
Time
getting
after time.
charges.
They have arrests. That's why I have so many. They will arrest to enforce their crimes. This is criminal.
Let me call in now.
This is a felony charge right here.
Cool. Who's telling people that my daughter's getting in the car with strangers? Her ride said the teachers are terrorizing me. They call me. Who's telling them that someone? It sounds like an abuser's controlling all these people. How would they know if I'm not being stalked? That who dropped me off at a police department? Isn't that weird? I mean, I just nothing. So they're a bit weird at the school. Don't want to give me names.
Ma'am, I can talk to you if you refuse to let me know your name. I just walked in here randomly.
Police
She's
has
picking up
already
the
told
phone
her I
because
was
I asked her
coming
name.
and to be weird.
If you don't want me to know your name,
Some
I can
weird
talk to you without you
person
knowing my name.
parent
If you got to call
starting
someone because I want
arguments,
to know
trying
your
to slander
name.
me. They have these people come in like 7-Eleven and then have them start arguments with me and then say I'm creating a disturbance like they did at Target and then make me take the fall for their prearranged scam to keep me from being at locations. So then this lady came in arguing with me and I knew that she was arguing and I said that people do this all the time. There's dropped off to start an argument with me and then I get blamed for their argument. I told her that. And then that scam that kind of, made the scam fall through. So then they had to send this person out and you can see what he did.
It's deliberate.
By the time
Imagine that we came Tuesday.
I'm asking about the shutdown when I got my new job.
Oh, well, okay, so picking up your child and she wasn't doing it and just standing there, you should be concerned on why she was doing that.
She started an argument. That's the
So
one.
this is how they enforce the crimes. They use the lie and say I'm creating a disturbance when they
Let's go ahead. Say
are
what you
committing
want.
crimes. And you got to get on the phone because I asked you your name. That's not incriminate.
Know any of that information?
But you don't want me to know your name. Okay, so what I'm trying to get to the bottom of is someone made some false statements to Child Protective Services when they incriminated themselves at the school. And then now the false statements that the multitude of staff made, as well as James Hastings, has disappeared out of the situation because they can't find the reports. So do you condone that kind of behavior from teachers here? Do you condone that kind of behavior from teachers here?
I expect my teachers to file reports as necessary with CPS, not to call.
Right, but here's the problem. They failed her out of malice. And I have proof of it. I did report it to the police, and then they changed her grade, and they didn't even give her the proper grade. They did give her a high B, but she was like a high A student, like maybe middle A. And I had evidence. Right, they got away with the first semester. But they, no one.
Student currently enrolled in?
No, but I'm just trying to get to the bottom of why that happened, and all these reports are missing.
I have no idea.
And you don't know why the school shut down at all for that whole week when I started the new job. That was suspicious. Because everything was fine that Friday. Suspicious.
How you doing?
You work here?
I do not.
Oh, no. I just wanted to get down to the bottom of why the school shut down for that whole week. We came Monday, we came Tuesday, all the way up to Friday, and it was closed.
Yes, ma'am.
That was 4 years ago. Nobody's here knows.
I just wanted to know if it had
Nobody
anything, 'cause
works
I'm in
there?
an abusive situation. Would you like my YouTube channel so you can see how the government's working?
Why is this
Government-
pertinent information? If someone shut down a school to keep me from working, because Friday we picked up our school kids and there was no problem. I'm telling people that these people in the community are psycho, and I don't want my child to be with and be kept by any of these psycho people. So I deliberately got a job that I can work with during school hours. So the school shut down. I don't know if that was a strategy to keep me from working or what was happening over the weekend. No one said anything about it's a flu epidemic, like that was a con that they used. No one said anything Friday. Monday, it was time for me to go to work, and then they said that the school was shut down from nowhere. Then it was like COVID. We went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was inconvenience. The whole week it was shut down. And then I let this woman keep my child. Eventually her child assaulted my child and then tried to make my child take the fall for it. So the girl was strangling my daughter. My daughter is not violent. Everyone knows that she's a good child. All my kids are known to be good children. So nonetheless, her daughter was strangling her and she couldn't breathe. People have their kids commit crimes all the time. And this lady was weird anyway. I realized how strange she was after she kept my child. So nonetheless, and I reported this to the police, they covered for it. So then the daughter strangled my child. My daughter bit her so she could breathe. The grandmother covered for it. So I said, we need to get our kids together. The grandmother said no and slandered me and said, you're not feeding your daughter. I said, what are you talking about? She said, your daughter, you're not feeding her. She's always hungry. The same thing, she hoards food, drawing pictures of pizza. I said, is it true that my daughter brought donuts, a whole dozen of donuts for your family? She said, yes. I said, if she was hungry, why would she keep them? Why would she bring you food? She said, well, her behavior just makes me think that she's hungry. I hadn't worked jobs like that at McDonald's. No other place would hire me. I said, you see this food on the table? She said, yes. I said, this is her breakfast. This is what she ate before she came over there today. I hadn't cleared it out because I had left to go to work. What are you talking about? She said, well, I don't want other people to think you're not feeding her. I said, what are you talking about? Who's going to tell her that? So then later she said that they wanted to help me. My water was off. I don't know. They had cut my something off in malice. So she said that she found out it was off. I said, who told you that? She said, well, I saw him cutting it off. I said, you saw him cutting it off? She said, yeah. She said, my church wants to help you. I said, okay, it never happened. People do things like that all the time, play mind games. I don't know why. So she said that I don't know what was actually happening, but why my electronics, I need to calm down, my power and all that was, I don't know the details of what happened. They cut it off in error, my gas. So they cut my gas off in error. That's why the gas worker was there. So it was hard, I didn't want the gas to be off, but that gas worker actually saved my life because they were about to detain me on false mental illness claims. Now they can't find the reports, and I'll show you that. So this is why they have the microwave go off, the air fryer go off, the call here, call there. It makes you hyper vigilant. They know what they're doing. So then I'm in this environment, and then they playing all these mind games, and then it's affecting your mental clarity. You get on the device, windows are closing, you're looking through dead bodies, corpses, people being murdered, all of this, and and then you can't watch the Deadly Women. It's strategic, it's planned. So then when I try to, profess my innocence, and then it throws me off, having to go through all that. And they do it deliberately every single day. And it's just the point of proving it. I was about to be done, and the reason why I recorded this, you saw the time frame and when with which I got that notification. Constant mind games. This is April
You
8th.
need to call to Austin and make that complaint. I did,
Victoria,
and I'm having issues with the food stamps. It's like people are being influenced.
hold on.
If we went in and did an investigation and the child did not make an outcry to us, then we would shut the case down. Okay, do they let me know? Do they send me paperwork that it was investigated? Probably should have gotten a closed letter. And there's nothing in the file. I never got a closed letter 30-something times reporting false statements from CPS and teachers. There's not 30 cases in here. That's the problem. Where are they at? I have no idea, ma'am. That when you call child abuse hotline, that's where it comes into. Well, I just think that there's misconduct. Because if I reported 30-something times and 30-something times it was lost, and in Dallas the police department came and escorted me out in corruption, then in Arlington I was arrested at CPS. It seems like there's a lot of criminal activity and misconduct with government officials that they need to be held accountable for. Okay, and I'm trying to interrupt the misconduct. Then you need to call to Austin and make that complaint. I did. And is there a location I need to go? It seems like above heads. In that criminal, if I'm reporting? I have no idea, ma'am. That's up to Austin. You would. Oh, this is child abuse.
And then they're trying to rescue her.
You would have to speak with them at the office in the Austin area. Okay, can you give me that? I went to Austin. Place. What location? I actually went to Austin. I have no idea what their address is up there, where the main office is. So it's just that I've been trapped in chaos.
She's claiming that she don't see any of the reports.
My daughter witnessed my foster brother screaming in terror and was taken from me at age 8, and she's about to be 16. These are priceless years I can't get back.
So they're scamming that they don't see the reports made on me. They're scamming that they don't see no reports, period. My reports or the false reports made on me, because really someone was behind all these crimes, one mastermind. And they're paid to cover for him with a vengeance. So what they're trying to do is, since they enlisted dad and stepmom to commit the crime, they have to cover for them. And their strategy is to say that they didn't report me and I didn't report them. They're covering for crimes that violate me. So then they have the stepmom say that we didn't report you, and then it doesn't make sense. There's no reporter. Then they bully and violate me for wanting to get clarity, knowing that they don't make sense. But my thing of it is, if someone with a badge and gun influences you to commit crimes, you need to be held accountable for it. If someone with a badge and guns tell you to rob a bank or commit a murder, when are you going to learn to draw the line and realize that don't let crooked police tell you to commit crimes? I'm done. And let's say do something extreme to make me record that. Hopefully they won't.